welcome to the latest Friday afternoon live presented by Concierge. My name's Kevin Reid, I'm the head of editorial over at Concierge and some of the other contentive titles. I hope you guys have had a good week. It's a lovely bright Friday, and I'm sure along with me most of you guys have got paid today, so that's all good. I'm going to cover a couple of topics, but before I delve into those, I'm drinking 40-foot lager here, which is Dalston-based brew, and obviously Dalston being my place of birth, so I'm proud to be drinking this. I'm in the wonderful draft house in Hammersmith. Okay, so we've got the important stuff out of the way, now onto the minor issues of the accounting news. Firstly, KPMG have axed several dozen partners from the firm, and we're also going to cover the new boss, or is it the new bosses, at HMRC. We'll talk about KPMG first. So it's breaking news today, and Sky News broke it, that around 50 partners are going to be leaving the firm. The point of this is to try and improve the firm's performance. Obviously it had falling profits down to 383 million for the year ending 30 September 15. With just a modest rise in revenue. It's actually been overtaken by EY in the table of firms. This is kind of quite interesting because obviously KPMG are making a big push to use technology to service clients. So does that mean that more tech equals fewer partners? Our partners are luxury. Do we just need kind of technical managers and computers now to do the work? I think a lot of governance experts would argue that the human touch is vital, particularly if you're talking about judgment calls around tax, and in particular on audit. Who's going to kick the tyres? We're going to get one of these new computers to go, and these new robots to go and do that for us. The second part that I think is interesting is this is the second round of redundancies that have been undertaken at partner level by Simon Collins, who's obviously KPMG's managing partner. Back in 2012 he told Concierge that he was trying to rid KPMG of its flabby neck. So I don't know whether this is a second round of plastic surgery on the same part of the KPMG body, or he's found somewhere else that needs some work. But obviously that's pretty tough going for Simon to have to do that twice. Obviously the world is a pretty tough place, the business world in particular, at this particular juncture. So we will obviously follow the ramifications of KPMG's partner cuts and look and see how their investment into tech helps them manage and service their clients. Okay, moving on to topic 2. So HMRC has 2 new bosses, as you'll be well aware. Lynn Homer is leaving. She was the CEO of HMRC. HMRC seems to be changing their governance and executive structure slightly. So John Thompson, who's a very, very well-respected finance director by trade, who's worked in the civil service for many, many years, is coming in as HMRC's chief executive. And Edward Troop, as you'll know, has been a long-serving HMRC secretary, has been promoted to executive chair. Now this is interesting for a number of reasons. Firstly, who is overall in charge of HMRC? Previously it was Lynn Homer, it was one person. With this split of roles, who's actually going to carry the can? Who's going to be dealing with the Public Accounts Committee and Meg Hillier? I guess it's going to be both of them to a certain extent. There's an expectation that Thompson, who kind of as an FD in trade, may be more operational in terms of his focus, with Edward Troop perhaps being more strategic. Again, governance experts may argue that the professionalisation and corporate structures that the government departments have tried to follow, this doesn't quite fit in with the corporate governance code of having an executive chairman. Obviously we'll have to wait and see how this all pans out, but both Troop and Thompson are well respected. I think it's also worth noting though with Thompson that his time as Ministry of Defence Finance Director, they had the accounts qualified 5 or 6 years on the spin by the National Audit Office, so we wouldn't want to see that happening to HMRC, would we? So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope the rest of Friday goes without drama. Callum, have we had any questions, anything to broach? No? Okay. Well, thank you for joining us again for another Friday afternoon live. Obviously, we'll keep a very close eye on KPMG and HMRC and see how these changes pan out for them. But join us again next week. See you on the other side. Cheers.